Good afternoon, everybody. What is going on? I am jeffgrantMEDIA. In today's real user review, we're going to be talking about the GORUCK Bullet 15 liter. Now, to get this right out of the way, right up top, I am not affiliated with GORUCK in any way, shape, or form. Yes, I have done a lot of GORUCK bags, and I've paid for all of them with my own money. With the Bullet here, I did pay for it with my own money, but in a roundabout way. This was a trade. I actually had a 60-pound sandbag that I was not using, so I traded a GORUCK 60-pound sandbag for a GORUCK 15 liter bullet. So I am not sharing any of this content with GORUCK in any way, shape, or form. If they want to see my video, they are just gonna have to watch it when it releases, just like everybody else. Now, why did I get a GORUCK Bullet when I already have a Rucker 3.0, a 21 liter GR1, 33 liter long range Rucker? Well, I actually bought this to replace my LBT 14 liter Daypack V2, and I actually really love the look and layout of that 14 liter LBT pack, but this front molly here, I was really missing that front molly, and actually this would have has one more organization pocket than the LBT, because the LBT has two external pockets and the water bladder sleeve on the inside, where this actually has one exterior pocket but two internal pockets as well as a water bladder sleeve. So this actually had one additional pocket, but I ended up not dad bagging this, and we'll get to that in the neutral section. But first, let's do a quick spec rundown. The GORUCK Bullet 15 liter currently comes in at $150 USD. It is available in Coyote Brown and Black. It comes with one exterior slant pocket, 3 rows of molly across the front, and then 2 internal pockets, with the top one being the solid and the bottom one being the mesh. The current run of the bullets have the 210D HT back panel and undersides of the straps, but mine's an older model, so it has a 1000D back panel and underside of the straps. GORUCK states that the internal sleeve can hold a 10, 20, or 30-pound plate for casual rucking, or the bag itself can hold up to a 40-pound sandbag. GORUCK intended the Bullet series to kind of be your just grab and go day pack for EDC use, or just casual rucking, not doing any exercising with, because there's no grab handles on the bag, there's no drain holes, and it just has a sleeve, not a plate pocket with a secured closure. So this would be something you would just throw in your bag to just walk with weight, not to do any movement exercises with. And as always, we're going to start with the negatives, then into the neutrals, and then finish with the positives. And this not being my first go around with a GORUCK pack, I don't really have any negatives with this bag. My points are all going to be neutral points, so let's get into that. And the first neutral point you can see is right here across the slant pocket and also across the zipper on the main body of the bag. There are no storm covers on this bag. It's not a good thing, it's not a bad thing. I do like the storm covers on a bag, but it also doesn't get in the way when you're zipping and unzipping the bag. Sometimes those storm flaps, they just kind of get in the way, especially on the main body of the bag. You kind of have to flip it up and over to access the bag. Where you don't have that, it's not a deal breaker, it's more of a point of note. But the main neutral point for me, and this is my own fault because I don't know how I never realized this at all on any of the bullets I've ever looked at, and that's going to be the lack of side molly. There's no side molly on this pack. I don't know how I never noticed that, and this is the reason I never dad bagged this bag. I intended to put some of the LBT water bottle pockets on the side molly of this pack and use this as my dad bag, but I don't know how I never realized that there wasn't side molly on this pack. So both sides, there is nothing there, it's just bare. And that, again, is 100% my fault. But I put that as a neutral point because, I mean, it's by no means, again, a deal breaker. It doesn't make or break this bag, but it did break this from being a dad bag for me, because if I can't grab that water bottle or that juice for my daughter, I can't use that for a dad bag. I did intend to try to dad bag this anyway, but I ultimately did not do it because I need access to that water or that juice in an instant. Even at this point, my daughter knows that it's there, so she's usually grabbing it or trying to reach up and grab it because she's bigger now. She's like 3.5 and she's pretty tall for her age, so she can pretty much get in there and get her own water bottle or juice out of there. So because it didn't have that, I didn't actually dad bag it. I've only been EDCing this pack, and that's the big reason why I wanted it, and I'm a fool. It's just completely my fault for somehow not realizing that there's no side molly on this pack. And my last NutriPoint deals with the inside of this pack, and that's the fact that there is no way to secure a plate in here. It is just for casual ruck use, so you don't really need a securement because there's no flap in here like you have on any of the ruckers. It would be kind of nice if there was maybe the D-rings on the side so I can kind of lash it in and just tighten it down. That would be nice. And that's it for the NutriPoints. There's nothing by any means that is a deal breaker. Everything you can either live with or work with, no problem. The biggest thing for me, and it's again my own stupidity for not realizing there wasn't any side molly on the bag, and that just prevented me from dad bagging. But I have been EDCing this pack for quite some time now and thoroughly enjoying it. But before we get into that, let's talk about the positives of this bag. And for starters, it's a GORUCK bag that is overbuilt and has the lifetime scars guarantee. So even though I got this bag used, this bag still has the scars lifetime guarantee. The guarantee is with the bag, not the original purchaser. So if I'm using this pack and it busts out a seam or a zipper pull breaks, anything like that, I can send this back to Scars and they're gonna fix it for free. Now, if I somehow manage to completely destroy this pack with normal wear and tear, if I set it on fire or Duke that's being crazy, stir crazy right now, chews it up, that's not covered. But if I somehow manage to beat the hell out of this bag so much that it just is completely destroyed, GORUCK's just gonna replace it. I'll get a brand new version of it with that 210 DHT backing, but I don't think that would ever actually happen. This bag is just so overbuilt that I'm not gonna be able to destroy this. I'd have to literally drag this behind my car to thrash this bag. The next positive is these straps. Maybe it's because it's used, maybe it's because it's a little bit older, but they feel a little bit thinner and a little bit less robust than my rucker, my LR rucker, or my GR1. And it is only a 15-liter pack, but the straps do feel a little bit thinner, so right out of the box, they definitely felt a little bit more comfortable, and they definitely bent and conformed to my body a little bit better than some of the beefier straps. So I'm gonna go ahead and call that a positive that they're thinner straps, because if you've ever tried to break in a GORUCK strap, I mean, my GR1 is like coming up on a year old, and I still would not consider those straps anywhere near broken in. Neither that or my rucker, which I have been rucking with for probably close to a year now. Both of those bags, the straps are so beefy that after a year of nearly constant use, they're both still pretty much just as stiff as they were the day I got the bags. And my last and main positive for this bag is the overall size of this bag. Being a 15-liter bag, this really helped me to condense my EDC. I was carrying a 30-liter pack prior to switching into the Bullet, and switching down to this 15-liter size, it really helped me to condense so much of that stuff. So it not only got rid of the clutter that I normally end up carrying when I carry a larger pack, but it helped me to rethink my EDC and carry less necessities. Now, my intended use of this pack, as I've already stated several times, was to be a dad bag. But ultimately, because I couldn't put water bottle pockets on it, I just EDC this pack. And honestly, I have a bunch of bags that I need to test, that I need to review, but I've been hanging on this Bullet just like I pretty much have on every other GORUCK pack, that they just work. It just works so well. For the longest time, I didn't see why these GORUCKs were so expensive, and I guess I wasn't grasping. I knew they had the scars guarantee, but I mean, I wasn't grasping how overbuilt the bags were, and that even though, again, I bought this secondhand, this bag still has its guarantee on it. But once I started using them, I mean, I get hooked on the GORUCK bags. I mean, I don't want to call myself a fanboy because I'm far from it, but I am definitely a big fan of GORUCK packs now. So I get hooked on the bag, and I couldn't stop using it because it's just such a great bag. And again, because of the smaller footprint, it really helped me rethink my size and what I'm carrying. And I know the second I go up to a larger pack, I'm gonna end up carrying a bunch of junk that I don't need again, but I kind of got hooked on it for my EDC. So as an EDC, I generally had two basic loadouts. Now my loadouts are basically the same. I have the pack itself, and inside there I actually have two notebooks because the one inside the blue bag is just about empty. I have my admin kit, my book that I'm currently using to try to learn how to draw. Obviously, red pack is my first aid kit, and the bright blue pouch next to it is extra masks. Then I have the black bag with the green line is actually a whole bunch of tote bags and a little bit of cordage because you always kind of need that stuff. I have my sardine tin, and next to that I have my EPX 400 pocketbook slim. The black pouch is my toolkit. The green pouch is going to be my supplemental first aid kit, and the PD pouch is carrying a headlamp. And to add to that, we just add my tablet and the little tech kit that goes along with it. Now that I'm in the new building and I have Wi-Fi at work again, I will sometimes carry my tablet with me. And both of those loadouts fit perfectly fine in this bag. Obviously, when I'm carrying the tech kit, the tablet not so much, but the tech kit's a little bit more bulky. That does take up a little bit more space, but I still have a lot of room at the top of the bag, so I still have room for incidentals. So even though it's only a 15-liter pack, it carries all of that, and it carries all of that really, really well. And to be honest, it probably fits all of that just as well as my 21-liter GR1 fits. I am seriously surprised at how similar the amount of space that's left over is between the Bullet and my 21-liter. And when you break it down, there's really only about a 5-liter difference between the Bullet and the 21-liter GR1 because the laptop sleeve on the back of the GR1 adds that 1 extra liter. But the one place where the GR1 shines over the Bullet is when you have to carry a laptop, because now when I'm carrying my laptop, I have to carry my Bullet, and I've been carrying my Green Room 136 Mission Attaché, which works. I just kind of throw the Bullet on my back and I single shoulder sling the Mission Attaché, and I'm fine. It's okay. I mean, it would be nice to carry everything in one bag, but you gotta do what you gotta do. So my laptop may actually fit inside the plate carrier pocket or water bladder pocket in the back of this. I haven't actually checked because once I get the computer in there and the rest of my EDC and then the tech kit, the bag's gonna be busting at the gills and be uncomfortable and probably put some unwanted pressure on my laptop. So I haven't tried it just because I didn't want to cram all of that stuff into my pack. But I like bags, so I don't mind carrying 2 bags. So in my final summation, I think you know where this is going. I'm very, very happy and very pleased with my Bullet 15-liter. Yeah, I would have liked to have the newer version that has that 210D backing, but I'd much rather work out a trade with someone and pick up something secondhand than getting it new. Not necessarily to save the money, which that's always nice, but I always like to kind of support the community if I can. So it's really nice that I was able to hook someone up with something that I wasn't using and that I felt needed to be used, and they were able to swap me something that they weren't using. So my sandbag that was just sitting in my shed not being used is now being tossed around, and I do know that the gentleman that traded me is using it and loving it because he let me know, and I also let him know that I am enjoying the Bullet. And yeah, again, I just couldn't stop using this thing. I've been using this thing nonstop. I have a lot of bags. I got a backlog of stuff that I got to do now, but I couldn't swap it out. So I'm gonna have to force myself to unpack this and pack up a new bag to start testing out because I'm very happy with the Bullet. $150 price point, and with the new one, $150 price point with that 210D backing, Scars lifetime guarantee, bomb-proof bag. It's just great. Yeah, I wish maybe GORUCK, if you do see this, maybe throw that Molly on the next version of the Bullet because that is incredibly handy. I'm not going to need a hip belt with this, but having the option to throw water bottle pockets on this would be amazing. The LBT ones I was going to use, that's just the ones that I personally like. I really, really like the way they look. There's so many other ones out there that'll attach to Pals or Molly, so there's lots and lots of options. So I mean, anyone out there can go ahead and grab water bottle pockets and put them on their Bullet if there was Molly on the side. So if you were looking at a Bullet, I mean, anything GORUCK so far, honestly, especially secondhand. Definitely, if there's something you see nice secondhand in good shape, or even in your price range, even if it's not in good shape, it's a GORUCK bag. It's gonna last forever. So even if the bag looks like it's beat up, used, and abused, take it, bring it home, give it a bath, and I guarantee you're gonna get years and years of use out of it. You're gonna get far longer use out of a used and abused GORUCK bag than you are if you go something brand new from some random shop. Even some of your well-known big brand bags aren't gonna last nearly as long as a used, beat up GORUCK bag. So with that, I'm gonna say very happy with every GORUCK product I've had so far. Pick one up used if you can. So with that, we're gonna wrap this up. If you like this video or any of my other videos, don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Smash that big red button, ring that bell right next to it so you get notifications next time I post a brand new video. Good night.